The first time, what it felt like to be on that bike was like nothing else mattered. You feel free. You feel like the road is yours. Your anxiety and all those thoughts, just, you couldn't think anymore. You're just focused on the now of the ride. My name is Ashley R. Zuhari, and I'm the owner and founder of Poser magazine. I think people put me in a box because I am a woman. I mean, even when it came to building my bike, there's just been problems after problems after problems that I'm taking those matters in my hand because I want to know how to fix these things without a man helping me, because everyone needs to know how to work on their bike. So it basically got me thinking, you know what, I need to create something that's for women so we can ask each other questions about certain things that, you know, men would probably tell us to fuck off and figure it out ourselves. The community that I built of Posers started off more as like a love project and just strictly to empower anyone who needs to hear these things and need that kind of support.
I just love how she's connected all of these women in the community. We actually met through a photographer friend. I had renovated my old Dodge van into a mobile tattoo studio, and he saw me at an event, and my van was in volume 1. I think what Ashley's doing with the magazine is great. She's exposing this world that hasn't really been talked about. There's women riders out there, but they don't really get that much airtime.
I was featured in the magazine because I ride a 1977 Ironhead chopper. Old King and Queen style, like super 70s. And then I also have a Playmate Pink 68 Mustang. I met Ashley through mutual friends. The whole group, just all these great, amazing, strong women that are together now because of what she's done, basically. She's been kind of the glue to hold all of us girls together and like get us out of our normal life. And like all of us have such different personalities, but somehow it works. And it's always just a wild time.
I was featured in the magazine for my van, which is a 1965 Dodge A100. It's a first generation, and I rebuilt that with my dad. I've been in a Motor Trend thing and a couple other little magazines, but this was the first like female feature magazine, which was cool.
Being a female in a male-dominated culture, I think a lot of the conceptions are, oh, they don't put many miles on their bike, or, oh, girls only ride Sportsters. Girls can't work on their own bike. Just a lot of, we can't do this, and in reality, we can, and there's a lot of females that do it better than the men. So it's pretty cool to see the women stepping up their game and showing the men who's boss, the new bosses.
As far as like sexism goes and wrenching and all that stuff, I don't need to prove that I'm as mechanically inclined naturally as a man might be or as strong to work on these machines.
I don't post a lot of videos of me riding because I feel like there's this need all of a sudden on Instagram and social media platforms that you have to prove that you ride.
With the van build, the bus build, and the bike build, I've always ran into stuff like that, especially when I start posting on social media. And then you get these guys coming out of nowhere messaging you and being like, well, why are you doing it that way? You learn to ignore it a little bit, but it is frustrating for sure.
Love it. Perfect. That was perfect.
With my paint job and body guy that I got my paint done at with my van, he kind of didn't really think that I knew certain things, single stage, whatever, paid paint jobs, and he was talking to me degrading, and so I had to have my dad or my boyfriend go talk to him because I didn't feel comfortable talking to him, and that's kind of sad that that I would feel that way. I don't think that's a good thing.
Yeah. But head back, like eyes closed, like hair whippings. Lots of movement. Go, 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 go. Yeah.
My definition of feminism is uplifting other women, not bringing each other down. I also believe being a feminist means that we could say and dress however the fuck we want without being catcalled down the street.
I feel like with Ashley and Poser, it's kind of bringing it back to old school, like celebrating women's bodies, like being raunchy, being wild, but we're doing it in a safe space around other women. And what's wrong with being sexy?
I can see how with Volume 1, it may appear that it's geared for men because of the outfits I was styling the women with. I wanted to show that, yeah, I can make this sexy and tough. However, these are women to still respect because they're not posing on some man's bike and they don't even know how to ride. They're being sexy with their bike and they know how to ride the damn thing.
I think in terms of the male gaze and the whole idea about objectifying women, it just depends on what you're comfortable with. We're all supportive of what each other's doing, and we think it's beautiful, and it's our bodies, and it's what we want to do with that. As long as we don't feel objectified by it, and we feel empowered by it, that's all that really matters. And I think the way we bring in the vintage culture, hopefully people understand that tie-in, and that it is an homage to the 70s and the 80s. And at some point, like, that stuff was really cool, and that was acceptable, and I think it still is.
Her magazine is separate from these other magazines or features is because has this really heavy metal style, and she showcases like a really fun, different part of what we enjoy.
I find like a lot of the writing community is so much about like, did you go to every single event this year? Like, where were you? Like, it's very like, it's stressful because we all have other things going on, and there's also girls that like it's not for them to ride. Maybe, you know, they're interested in cars or vans or what fashion or tattooing. Like there's so many different things that can be part of, I think, what Poser's trying to do, which is just support each other and use our talents to help each other with our other projects.
I'm just a girl that knows how to work on cars, but maybe some girls look up to me and will say, hey, maybe I can get a van, or maybe I can rebuild a car one day, or maybe I'll inspire them.
I now have a 5-window school bus that I have renovated into my mobile tattoo studio. So that's my new rig, and she's a beast and a fucking pain in the ass, but it's been like a 2-year-long project. The feeling that I get, like, driving that thing is like, it's powerful. People kind of do a double take when it's a chick, like, operating these machineries. And so I like that we're trying to flip that narrative.
I love driving my van. I love going to the beach and parking, and you have your little rolling room, and that's my comfort zone. My van makes me feel very safe.